during Prohibition. This is a true story. And I tell you what, if you ask a cowboy poet, where did you get the idea for your poem? The answer is always, oh, it's a true story. Always. This one really is a true story. So then one about the snake. My mother grew up during Prohibition, and she grew up in the Arbuckle Mountains down in southern Oklahoma. And she knew that Uncle Roy had a still somewhere in the mountains. She also knew she was not supposed to talk about it. Well, I grew up hearing that story and many others. The things that I write about a lot of times are stories she told. So a while back, I was at the Veterans Center in Ardmore, and an old man was visiting with me, and he was telling me exactly where he lived. You know, go a half mile here and turn a quarter mile, and then go south, like I was coming by that afternoon. But he said he grew up in Springer, just outside the Arbuckle Mountains. I said, oh, my mother's family was in the Arbuckle Mountains. She grew up in the mountains. Did you know any hams when you lived in Springer, around the mountains? He never missed a beat. He said, yep, Roy Ham, have still. Revenuers coming, someone said. Mountaineers tensed, filled with dread. Illegal stills were hidden good because moonshine was their livelihood. Now, in the hills, every home had a medicine chest with a jar of corn liquor, the very best. It was a preventive kind of brew for croup and colds and winter flu. Also in the hills, no one could make a better moonshine than Grandpa. His technique was fine. That golden liquid was bottle sun, hot as fire when it was done. It cured snake bite and the death rattle. So Grandpa prepared to do battle. As Grandma lay there on her deathbed, he got the mason jar and said, a little whiskey will ease her last hours and maybe even lighten ours. In fact, he said, a little more could ease her pain just like before. So Grandpa doctored by the drink as Grandma continued to sink. She eased right out of life, but smiling, and to the everlasting mortification of her descendants, died drunk.